being a crime-ridden mess to being one of the safest cities in the country. But the gangs
you can suck my dick.
They sent raped gigantic amounts of illegal drugs.
The United States is the greatest terrorist of all time. It's the #1 terrorist on the planet. It's really funny that people try to act like that's not the case. It's really funny that they even try to make it seem as though there's any sort of legal justification for what we did last night. For those of you who are under a rock and unfamiliar with what took place, Donald Trump is currently giving a speech about, why we had to bomb Caracas and shit. Caracas, capital of Venezuela. The reality of the matter is, we do it because we can. We do it because we want their oil. We do it because we want their gold. We do it because we want to attack. We want to decouple anyone in our backyard, right? From collaborating or cooperating with other countries that we've declared foreign adversaries, specifically China, specifically Russia, specifically Iran. We do it for the love of the game. We do it because we can. And it's really funny when they try to like come up with justifications for it, like as though there's any legalese that justifies this kind of nonsense. But yes, last night we bombed Caracas after months and months of bombing fishing boats off the coastline of Venezuela. We bombed Caracas and we invaded it militarily, but technically it wasn't a real invasion. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I made a prediction that America was not going to invade Venezuela. And then literally after I ended the stream, I think like approximately an hour after, they did do technically a special military operation, not an invasion, but a special military operation. We'll talk about the distinction in a second. And they arrested Maduro. Nicolas Maduro.
With more cities, we're doing it, as you know, and we're doing it in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and crime is down. We've just sort of started a few weeks ago, but crime is down now 77%. And,
of course, it's wrong, though. My prediction was wrong. It's just, there's no excuse for it. I was wrong. I did not think that Donald Trump was going to invade and then potentially occupy Venezuela. I'm done with invasion predictions. I'm done with that. Okay? I'm done. Never again will I ever say that a psychotic right-wing madman is certainly not going to invade another country. That would be so crazy. That would be so stupid. Remember the last time I made that mistake where another fucking right-wing madman decided to invade Ukraine? Yeah. Okay, here it is.
Very small help because we had no...
This is worse than Ukraine? Wait, what? No, I mean, I wasn't... It's just a fucking prediction, chatter. It's not like I wasn't actively covering Donald Trump encircling Venezuela. Calm down.
Pulling out of there when they need us, we'll know. You'll know. You'll be writing about it. And likewise, Los Angeles, where we saved Los Angeles early on, where the head of the police department made a statement.
Dude,
that
this guy is one speed. Maybe he just legitimately thinks when you send the military to places, you're actually saving it. You know? He's like, we saved Los Angeles, sent the Marines there. Then I sent the Marines to Caracas, saved Caracas. It's time to send the Marines.
Out when they need us.
I send the Marines to Melania's room, and they save her. Every time, everyone's saved. Everyone's saved when I send the Marines in.
The place that we're very proud of is Washington, D.C., because it's our nation's capital. We took it from being a crime-ridden mess to being one of the safest cities in the country. But the gangs
you can suck my dick.
They sent raped, tortured, and murdered American women and children. They were in all of the cities I mentioned, Tren de Aragua. And they were sent by Maduro to terrorize our people, and now Maduro will never again be able to threaten an American citizen or
Bro, you want to know
from
something
Venezuela.
crazy? You want to know something fucking nuts about this? I've talked about this already. Like, the Tren de Aragua stuff is completely overblown. It's not like a significant fucking criminal element, as we've talked about before over and over again. But the reason why there's any Venezuelan refugees in the country is quite literally because of Donald Trump, okay? First, he tuned up the sanctions to 11. Then he gave TPS to the Venezuelans. And now the Venezuelans that actually live on U.S. soil that got temporary protected status from Donald Trump are being considered violent rapist terrorists. And to make matters worse, he's bombing he bombed Caracas, he arrested Maduro, and a lot of those Venezuelans, some of them are going to be in the chat today, are going to fucking talk like this is a fantastic moment and Trump is the great liberator. Bitch, he's saying you're a rapist, okay? I need you to understand this if you are a fucking Venezuelan expat. If you are a Venezuelan refugee living in the United States of America, understand something. he is saying you're a rapist, drug dealer that will get sent to fucking CCOT. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you like Maduro or whether you hate the Chavistas or whatever the fuck, okay? He will use you like a pawn. Okay? You're like a cum rag. That's it.
They sent from their mental institutions. They sent from their jails, prisons. They were drug dealers. They were drug kingpins. They sent everybody bad into the United States.
It's so funny because, like, once again,
But no
Maduro,
longer.
also Venezuelan, he can just lie, right? He can lie in the same exact way. He can lie about Maduro being like, oh, he's a drug dealer. He did the cartel. Fucking bullshit. You know? Complete bullshit. Complete and utter bullshit. There's no legal justification for what we did last night, and there's no real justification for it at all other than complete domination, and that's it. That's the only reason why we're doing it. And every single institution on the planet, from the Nobel Peace Prize to every single European centrist, liberal, democracy lover, appreciator, understander, is totally on board with this movement. Once again, the world is... I mean, I guess there's a little bit of honesty in it. There's a little bit of honesty in all this. Like we're just completely dropping the ball on. We're just completely dropping any notion that the Western world is actually invested in liberalism, or maybe this is what liberalism is. You know,
in the history of our country, massive oil infrastructure was taken like we were babies, and we didn't do anything about it. I would have done.
I cannot believe he kidnapped a head of state.
America
though.
will never
like,
allow
I
foreign powers
can't get
to
over it.
rob
It's
our
so
people and
psychotic.
drive us back into and out of our own hemisphere. That's what they did. Furthermore, under the now deposed dictator Maduro, Venezuela was increasingly hosting foreign adversaries in our region.
You guys can't take a
and
terrible man
acquiring
doing a
menacing
good thing.
offensive weapons that could threaten
No.
U.S. interests and lives, and they use those weapons last night.
I love the Venezuelans being like, no, you don't understand. We want the pedophilic elite to get their super profits off of Venezuelan oil and gold, and we want to make sure that the puppet Machado is actually implemented in the state of Venezuela, because I want to be a butt slave for an American pedophilic elite for the rest of my life as they extract all of the natural resources of my fucking land. And also, I want to make sure that I do 10 Hail Marys to the great holy nation state of Israel before I actually go to school every morning. This is the type of beauty. This is the type of wonder that I can look forward to under a Machado rule, okay? So, yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. You deserve it. Honestly, if you're going to fucking run around talking about, like, you know, how dope this is, you know, I hope you appreciate what you get, because you are going to get it. Okay. I mean, look no further than Iraq. They welcome us as liberators, that type of shit. You already know what it is. Right? That's how we do it, baby.
In a very powerful way in our home region. And our home region is very different than it was just a short while ago. The future will be, and we did this in my first term. We had great dominance in my first term, and we have far greater dominance right now.
I'm almost certain this was an
Everyone's
agreement
coming
between
back
Maduro
to
and
us.
Trump to keep Maduro's
The
exodus
future will be
patriotic while
determined
leaving the
by the
Venezuelans to their
ability
own
to
fate.
Protect commerce,
I've heard this as well, but I don't know.
Resources that are core to national security. These are core to our national security. Just like tariffs are, they've made our country rich, and they've made our national security stronger than ever before.
Guys, I need you to understand,
These are the iron laws
every
that
single
have
time
always
we've invaded a
determined global
country
power.
and unlocked yet another quagmire that is incredibly costly, that is destabilizing, it was bad. But this time it will be different. Okay? I need you to understand something. This time, totally different. I know, okay, you're going to say Korea, you're going to say Vietnam, you're going to say Afghanistan, okay? You're going to say Iraq.
With impunity,
You're going to say Somalia. But honestly, you're going to say Libya. Okay, you're going to say Syria. Why are you saying those things? This time it will be fucking different. It'll be different. It'll be different. It'll be good. Okay? Unlike those previous instances, Iran, Chile, any number of different countries, obviously, This time it will be good. It will be good. It'll be so good. And I think you guys just hate good. You hate good. You hate America. And you hate when America does good things. Trump says oil companies will go to Venezuela and start making money for the country. Yeah, it's so funny that they're just like open about it this time around, which I guess, like I said, I kind of appreciate.
Even to their people. The dictator and terrorist, Maduro, is finally gone in Venezuela. People are free. They're free again.
I would like to
It's been a long time for them, but they're free. America is a safer nation. This morning, it's a prouder nation this morning because it didn't allow this horrible person in this country that was doing very bad things to us.
Hold on. Venezuela's opposition leader and potential next president, totally justifiable,
right
totally normal.
Safer place to be. So I want to thank
Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel. I would like to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
I worked with some that just weren't good.
It's so funny.
But this guy is fantastic.
This has to be AI. No, I think it's one of those AI translations.
precise.
But if you guys don't realize
Attacks.
how much Machado is pro-Israel, you're out of your mind. Are you kidding me? She has literally demanded. She has begged Israel. She said first of all, Juan Guaido did the same exact thing, guys.
I'm gonna
Okay,
ask to say a few
Juan
words.
Guaido,
Thank you very much.
instead of taking advantage of the constitutional power that he had as the interim leader, okay, he came to the United States of America and said, I'm gonna do two things: privatize all the oil refineries so you can extract it for pennies on the fucking dollar, pure profit, and also I will move the embassy to Jerusalem. That's it. These guys literally, like, I don't know if it's because they're on the outside and they look at like what America looks like from the outside and they think, oh no, obviously Israel runs the country and that's the reason why they say stuff like that. But like, for them, from their perspective, it is a consistent position. They don't just say, oh, we're going to give you guys like all the gold and all the bounty, you can plunder it. But also they will literally say like, and we are, going to be super pro-Israel if you let us into power. And that is unironically what Machado was saying as well, over and over again. She just kept repeating over and over again, I'm going to let you plunder the country. You can literally rape the country. It's totally fine. That's actually what I want you to do. And also I'm pro-Israel, M Israel high.
Operation off. And no other president has ever shown this kind of leadership.
I'm sorry for the chatters who really want to hear
resolve.
Pete
The most
Keg's
powerful
breath,
combination
DUI
the world
rapist
has
defense Secretary
As the president
Pete
said,
Keg's
our
breath. Oh,
adversaries
I'm sure he
remain
has
on
something really competent to say.
Project our will anywhere, anytime.
Just like how Venezuela raped the
Coordination,
USA.
stealth, the lethality,
Explain
the
to me how
precision,
Venezuela has raped
very
the United
long
States of
arm
America.
American justice, all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolas Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't.
Hassan, who will hold anybody accountable for these evil motherfuckers? I think no one. I'll be honest with you. Moments like this, I do wish that there is a God, and I do wish that there is a heaven and hell, because I do think that like these people deserve eternal damnation, eternal hellfire for all of the monstrous bullshit that they commit to. And before people understand, like, because I know there's probably a lot of people who are like, I hate Maduro, like he's a bad guy, he stole the last election, or even people who say like, his influence was waning in Venezuela and all this stuff, right? None of that justifies what America's doing, and none of that, I mean, you'll see. I think what will happen next will shock you if you think that this is a good thing overall. It's not a good thing overall. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing when America decides to intervene in the affairs of other countries, especially like this. So what are you going to do with your 50 million trader money now, you fake socialist? I don't even know what that means. What do you mean $50 million in fake socialism money? I don't know. I'm going to fund the Bolivarian revolution again. I'm going to give it so they can get more the $50 million that I have, that I won from the poly market bet, I'm going to give directly back to the Venezuelan population so they can buy another fucking flank of S-300s that they can't use when fucking American Chinook helicopters are flying over Caracas And I'm just sitting there watching it from afar going, oh, that's really cool. I'm really glad that you guys bought all those fucking Russian fighter jets so you could shove it up your fucking asshole. What kind of country are you? How fucking pathetic. No sovereignty whatsoever. America comes in and just rolls its dick all over your fucking capital. And you just sit there and you eat that dick. Jesus Christ, dude. As a Turkish American as well, looking at what just took place yesterday, oh my fucking God. The United Nations is sitting around literally doing absolutely nothing. Canada will do nothing. Donald Trump's already talking about how he's going to do this to Mexico now. Okay? Fucking awesome, dude. We are literally the Nazi country on the planet now. I mean, obviously it was Israel that we talk about when we talk about how the modern Nazis are now Israel, right? But we are literally behaving like the Fourth Reich. And this time it's obviously a little bit different because we have nukes, and you know, the only other countries that can actually achieve any level of sovereignty are also nuclear armed nations as well. It's really terrifying to see this. And yeah, that's it. We just get to violate every country's sovereignty. Donald Trump is already fantasizing about, like, you know, doing the same kind of ass fucking to Mexico that he just did to Venezuela because he's bored. You know, because he's bored. He wants to go hang out with his pedophilic elite friends. He wants people to stop yelling at them. He wants maybe some of his pedophilic elite friends in the Epstein files to go and make more imperial super profits from the global south. You know, that's how it is. And before people say like, oh, you're mad, lol, or whatever, brother, you will not see a crumb of these benefits. Okay, if you think you're going to see a crumb of these benefits, you might as well already go outside of the Peter Thiel Foundation and directly tell Peter Thiel, I am your blood boy. My asshole is yours for the taking. I will satisfy you every step of the way, because you're not going to get anything out of it, right? It's just not going to happen. These guys, they're all going to fucking continue making super profits. And that's always going to be trapped in a handful of people that are super, super wealthy. You're never going to see a piece of that. And you're constantly going to be sitting around in your crusty ass boxers at home that have holes on it, eating fucking Doritos, looking at the TV in a dark room, wondering how things got so bad. But at least America's powerful. At least America gets to project power with our pedophile president who's fucking falling asleep right here. And that's what it is. You don't get to see a single piece of that power, obviously, but at least it gives you a power fantasy, right? I'm a fucking loser. I have no money. I hate my job. I'm never going to be able to retire at a reasonable age. But at the same time, America's a powerful country, and I think we can do cool shit like extract a foreign nation's leader in Caracas. Ultimately, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing really changes. Every other country's leadership is also cowardly as fuck, but who am I to say anything? I'm a fat piece of shit living in the United States of America at the heart of empire. So who am I to fucking judge what China is supposed to do in a situation like this where they actually offer a dignity, like a crumb of dignity, a crumb of sovereignty for other foreign countries, even when it's beneficial for Chinese foreign policy in general, and same with Russian foreign policy too. So we can just sit around and demand that other countries do things, but the reality of the matter is America gets to rape the world, okay? That's it. America gets to rape the planet, and we all just sit there and we can just be like, oh, fuck, this shit sucks. Or you can be one of those dumb fucking losers who voted for the America First president, and at least now gets to feel happy that we did something kind of cool. Like, I saw this in a movie, brother. We got tier 1 operators. Come on, special forces. How can you not love that? And it's like, well, you're not going to get a crumb of that, and you actually voted for the America First president, so he wouldn't do that, and instead he would actually fix the potholes in your fucking neighborhood. But the reality of the matter is those potholes are never going to get fixed because you're dumber than dirt, and you actually celebrate fucking bullshit like this. And every single one of your content creators are also going to celebrate fucking bullshit like this and yell at people like myself and say, Hasan, you hate America. Why don't you actually sit back and enjoy the fucking show for once? Why can't you celebrate shit like this? Well, the reason why I can't celebrate shit like this is because this is where we spend all of our money, okay? This is where we spend all of our money, and it doesn't even come back to you, right? It makes you feel like you're in a good position. It makes you feel like you're projecting power. It makes you feel like you're part of the team. But the reality of the matter is even if you're like a Celtics fan, for example, at least the Celtics are making you feel good. And the Celtics are not actually, I don't know, kidnapping your fucking neighbors, or you're not giving that much money to the Celtics and then it takes the money and then gives it to like pedophile elites. I don't really know what the front office looks like for the Celtics, so I'm just using the Celtics as an example in this situation. But like, at least you get a little bit of satisfaction. But the reality of the matter is you're not actually a part of the team, right? You're not literally a part of the Boston Celtics team, but you get to celebrate it. And for a lot of Americans, that's pretty much the same thing for our Defense Department, or now the Department of War, where we basically look at the situation. We say to ourselves, oh, well, at least the Department of War is doing things. And like, I don't know, we're killing brown people overseas and stuff like that. So that's good. That makes me feel a little bit better. You know, the classic other countries are going to find today why we don't have access to healthcare. You know, that kind of thing. Well, that's a big L for you. You know, at least the Boston Celtics are not denying you health care. The American government is, though. And you're celebrating it. You're making it seem like you're winning. You're not winning shit. Just because we're punching down at others doesn't mean you're actually winning anything. You're actually losing. And you are advocating for your own demise. Anyway, let's keep going. I haven't seen this short general before. Let's see what he has to say.
Local time. And the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective, and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force in self-defense. One of our aircraft.
Yeah, the Chinese special envoy was in Caracas. That was part of the reason why I was like, oh, the Russian government asked for a carve out for ships that were asked for a carve out and protection for ships that were actually leaving the Venezuelan coastline and going to Russia, which America said yes to. And on top of that, the Chinese special envoy was in Caracas for the last 2 days. This, of course, led me to falsely believe that Donald Trump is actually a reasonable person and will maybe posture a little bit, but ultimately will allow these countries to continue doing trade with Venezuela. It turns out I was wrong. I was wrong on multiple accounts. Here's how I was kind of right, but I was mostly wrong. Donald Trump is insane, okay? And I know that my number one policy that hasn't changed throughout the years, which has actually gotten me into trouble before as well, is that you can't just assume someone's going to do an insane thing. Like a world leader is going to do something insane, right? The reality of the matter is there has to be a little bit of rationale for every state action, right? And unfortunately, the thing is, sometimes they are just fucking insane. Right? Like when you look at the situation, you're like, oh, what's the reasoning behind this? Like, what's the rationale behind this? Right? And it's ironic because I was like, oh, I'm probably going to jinx this because I said, you know, Donald Trump won't fucking invade Venezuela or China won't invade Taiwan. But I mean, I guess I still am standing by the China thing, but who knows anymore? I mean, I'm just wrong. I'm just wrong. Every time I say a country won't invade another country because it's such a stupid decision, it's so fucking insane, it's so destabilizing. Every time I say that, and it's only been twice, but it's weird that it's happened twice in such a spectacular fashion. It just happens, you know? But in any case, it's very obvious that, you know, America's always operated off of might is right politics. For those of you who don't know, might is right politics is what are you going to do about it as a principle, right? And I guess the only difference now is that at least Donald Trump is more honest about it. Also, I just want to come back to this real quick.
I would like to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
I promise we one day will have a close relationship between Venezuela and Israel.
I myself look forward to visit the State of Israel as soon as we conquer freedom. We will prevail.
And I can announce this, that our government will move our...
Do you see why it's like so strange that Zoran actually won the New York mayoral race? Because, I mean, look at this. Is she running for mayor of New York? Is Maria Machado running for mayor of New York? What is this? I will go to Israel. The moment the first moment I win, I will go to Israel. What? What? Are you trying to be the mayor of New York City? Fuck you mean? Fuck you mean you're gonna? I myself look forward to the visit of the state of Israel. I love this, dude. I love this. Here, let's
I
run it
would like
again.
to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
Yes, we're going to talk about it. Venezuelan insiders ousted Maduro, but the U.S. does not have control over the ground. Trump is planning an interim government, which is where you will see the dysfunctions of America come into full play. Protracted and insurgent war is not a deliberate plan. It develops the void of effective governance. Yes. I talked about this before as well. The very fact that Maduro was just arming the fucking locals to the goddamn teeth in the buildup to this moment was not necessarily a threat against him, but it was more so a threat against whatever government comes next. So if the government that comes next that America is implementing, is trying to put together, is this lady.
I would like to thank Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the State of Israel.
When this is the next government, right? Well, you're now going to have a local population of chavistas that are obviously very fucking pissed off, and they're still running on fumes. Listen, chavistas, let's just say chavistas, not the biggest movement anymore. Okay, they're not the biggest game in town anymore. They used to be. They were popping. All I'm going to say is this: they fucking stuck with Maduro of all people for as long as they have. If you want to understand how their loyalty is to Hugo Chavez, those motherfuckers stuck with Maduro in spite of, all of these things. So what I'm trying to say is now those guys have a lot of guns. So obviously when you arm all the workers, it's just going to be impossible to dominate. Okay? It's like a classic dead man switch. I don't think chavistas will fight all that much though, based on the reaction on the ground so far. Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's like a massive movement or a massive mobilization, but like he basically decided to send, like he was like, yeah, if you kill me, if you arrest me, then you have to deal with a permanent insurgency, right? And that's kind of what it feels like is going to happen because these dipshits have no fucking clue. They're going to put Machado in charge or whatever. They're going to try to set up an interim government. People are obviously going to be pissed off. They're not going to be so pissed off that they'll like go out to bat to like die for Maduro. They would have done it for Chavez, but it's not Chavez no more. It's Maduro. And it's not just Maduro. It's Maduro with a destroyed economy. Anyway, let's hear what Trump has to say about these questions now.
Paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but that's going to be paid. And we're going to get the oil flowing the way it should be. As you know, it was just a minor flow.
Say Canada won't invade the U.S.
We're going to run it properly. We're going to make sure the people
Canada will not invade the United States of America.
We're going to make sure the people
President
that were forced
Xi,
out of Venezuela
my people yearn for freedom. Please.
Are also taken care of.
Please. Mr. President, China will not invade America in a collaborative effort with the United Nations and Canada and Mexico. China will not invade the United States of America to liberate the American masses. Alongside the entirety of the United Nations, a coalition of the willing, alongside Canada, led by the forces of Marx Carney, and Mexico, led by the forces of Claudia.
Dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very,
there you
very
go.
badly.
I said it. Now the opposite will happen. Okay, W prediction time.
We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of.
You have to write it on the notepad. The predictions notepad is like the death note.
We could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give money to the people.
Guys,
we're going to reimburse.
I know a lot of you are devastated today. I know a lot of you are devastated today, not because you were like big Maduro fans or whatever, but because you believed in the infallibility of the FIFA Peace Prize. And for many of you who believed in the FIFA Peace Prize and what that stood for, a prize that was invented, a long time ago, of course, I know a lot of you are thinking to yourselves, how could FIFA fail us like this? Okay. Why did they give a peace prize to a man who then turned around and bombed a foreign nation? As a matter of fact, a record, an award-winning president. 7 countries. Bombed 7 countries, dude. Respect. Who could do that other than Israel, okay? America and Israel only, okay?
Talk about a dead country. A year and a half ago, we were a dead country. Now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world. We're
Your Nick Fuentes prediction came true, frame 1. Oh, he's definitely celebrating this shit.
It required leadership. Venezuela has a lot of bad people in there, a lot of bad people that shouldn't be leading. We're not going to take a chance at one of those people.
He already flip-flopped on Venezuela. He already turned around and said it was good to bomb Venezuela, Monroe Doctrine, shit like that. But also, but then was like, oh, maybe it's bad actually because, yeah, you know, maybe this benefits Israel or something. Like he's inconsistent. He doesn't have like a real firm commitment to anything. And I suspect he doesn't even have a real firm commitment to anti-Semitism either. I think he's just like farming the anti-Semitism stuff. I mean, is he an anti-Semite? Absolutely. Will he maintain that position? Certainly to a degree. But I think he will, like, if he had a crumb of clout from institutional Republicans, he'd drop this Israel shit in a heartbeat. Like he would never go as hard on Israel or Jews if it meant like he could be, I don't know, Charlie Kirk.
Make Venezuela great again. Very simple.
Yes, a lot of you are also saying, Hasan, some of your merch is quite outdated now, needs to be updated. If you guys want, my suggestion is you can get one of those like white Sharpies and write Venezuela under all of the coups that we have successfully implemented. I apologize. America does more coups than my printers can actually, follow up on.
He does have to watch his ass.
Mr. President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved.
Sure. We call members.
Bro, if you're not a Venezuelan, shut the fuck up. Every single Venezuelan is against you. I don't care. Okay? I genuinely don't care. I don't even give a shit about Maduro, and I certainly don't care about what what people are saying about how this is awesome, this is cool. I care about America as an American citizen, okay? And I think raping Venezuela like this so that a bunch of Trump's pedophilic friends can continue drawing up imperial super profits is probably not beneficial for American citizens. If you don't care about your own country and you don't care about Venezuela potentially turning into another fucking Iraq, then I don't care either, okay? I'm looking at this simply from the perspective of where my tax dollars are going. So how about you shut the fuck up, okay? None of this standpoint theory bullshit. None of this they're going to welcome us as liberators bullshit. I don't give a fuck, okay? The Iraqis said the same thing too. Okay, look at them now. Oh, Libya, we are welcoming the intervention. This is great. We're going to fucking kill Gaddafi with a bayonet. We're going to shove a bayonet in his asshole. Look how wonderful Libya turned out. Look how wonderful Iraq turned out. Look how wonderful Syria is turning out. I don't give a shit. I don't care about the fucking local population's demands. And neither do these guys. You think this guy gives a shit, dumbass? If you're a fucking Venezuelan in the United States of America right now because you escaped because you hated the Maduro repression, you hated the fact that your economy was on fire, partially, because of this fucking dipshit to begin with, and now you're hearing him quite literally state over and over again that you're a rapist, decapitator, terrorist who is a drug dealer of epic proportions that must be deported instantly, and you're still going around thinking that this guy has your best interest at heart. I think you're a fucking idiot. What do you want me to say? You're a fucking moron. You literally do not have any understanding of how hard you are getting fucked right now. You're getting fucked on both ends, okay? So no, I don't care. I don't care about standpoint theory. This is not a fucking liberal stream, okay? There is no bodies in spaces happening here. You can't just come in here and be like, oh no, as a Venezuelan, this is great actually. I don't care, okay? Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck do you think this is for? Who? What are we doing? What are we doing? I don't care about your perspective at all. I care about this as an American citizen. Why the fuck are we wasting money on this shit so that, I don't know, ExxonMobil can control the entire oil production, okay? So that the United States of America can have a fucking significant upper hand in negotiations against China in the heavy crude refinery side of things, so that America can have an even harder leverage position against Canada, which is getting oil from Venezuela, China that's getting oil from Venezuela. That's great for you as a Venezuelan. This is going to improve your life, you think? It's not. You know, congratulations. I'm really happy that the American State Department is advancing its fucking goals, okay? And they're not even making a big show of it, right? They're just lying. Everybody understands that they're lying, like, oh, this is about drug deals, okay? This is because Venezuelans are actually trafficking drugs into the country. It's so stupid that even the average American didn't believe it. You know, 70% of the country didn't want this to happen. Obviously, now that it has happened, 70% of the country will actually get excited that it did happen. Let's be real. A lot of people are dumb fuck, servile little hogs. But everything is a lie. You know, everything is a fucking lie. They're saying, it's just, they say it's America first. It's not exactly America first. It's mostly America last. It's American capitalist first. That's for sure. You know, and the irony is Trump also very clearly keeps stating his desires. He's like, that's my oil. I want it. Okay. And there are still motherfuckers who are sitting around being like, excuse me. This is actually a real revolution.
What is your message to the people of Venezuela today? Of course, the civilian population.
Hasan is just radical left-wing. Trump will never do nothing in his takes. Hasan should go back to his sand country and talk about his leaders the way he talks about Trump. He will be dead. Again, you're coping. You're coping maximum style. You're coping because the boot is lodged so far up your asshole that you've actually begun to enjoy the taste of it in your mouth. Okay? It's lodged so far up your asshole that it's actually coming out of your mouth right now, the boot. You don't win anything here, okay? You don't win anything here. And I've said this over and over again. You don't win anything when we bomb Yemen. You don't actually win anything when we bomb Caracas. You don't win anything when a new puppet is installed in Venezuela. You don't win anything at all.
To our country should never be forgotten.
European Hours of Cook does not go live. Bunch of LARPers. Yeah, that's another one of the funniest. I think the thing I respect the least is a European, a Euro cuck that actually LARPs as an American MAGA guy. I have no respect for you. European liberals, at the very least, have the dignity not to do shit like that. So if you're a European, if you're a Euroid cuck that LARPs as a MAGA guy, like you're like, I'm a European nationalist, like, and I love Donald Trump, you are the most servile, peasant-minded moron that I've ever encountered. Okay? Straight up. You have been one-shotted by the worst propaganda of all time. No cool outfits, no nothing. Just a fucking self-interested, narcissistic moron who is more invested in ensuring that the pedophilic elite continue drawing super profits for both him and his besties. Okay? It doesn't help you at all. Europe gets shafted every step of the fucking way, and you're over here LARPing like you're a part of the American patriotic movement when the American patriots aren't even getting anything out of this either.
In Venezuela, and the biggest beneficiary are going to be the people of Venezuela. And also, I can't stress this strongly enough, the people that got thrown out of Venezuela that are now in the United States.
Yeah,
and
now
frankly,
he's threatening
some want to stay,
Colombia,
and
now
some
he's threatening
probably want to
Mexico.
go back. Yeah.
So, Mr. President, what is being done to protect Americans in the country, and were any of the detained Americans
Well, right now they're
arrested
very
last
protected
night?
because nobody's going to mess with us. They're very protected. The people of, and we let them know that you better not touch one of them.
And are you concerned that bad elements of the Maduro regime will remain in place?
Well, we know who they are. We're on them, and they're acting much differently now than they would have acted 2 days ago.
And what can you
Okay,
say
wait,
about
behind you, please.
Mr. President, why is running a country in South America America first?
Well, I think it is because we want to surround ourselves with good neighbors. We want to surround ourselves with stability. We want to surround ourselves with energy. We have tremendous energy in that country. It's very important that we protect it.
Did you catch him saying he's confident Maduro's vice president will help make Venezuela great again? Yeah, I think. Oh, so that actually changes the calculation a little bit. That means Ukraine is fucked. Okay, I mean Ukraine was already fucked, but Ukraine is actually omega fucked. That means that there's a likelihood that this was like a deal that they designed with Russia. You know, you do whatever the fuck you want in Ukraine. You rape and pillage Ukraine all day, every day. We take Venezuela. You know, a little bit of a side deal there.
But we want to also help the people that were forced out of Cuba.
Because the VP, if I'm not mistaken, I think the vice president is currently in Russia, right?
I just gave you a statement a few minutes ago about, you know, when the president speaks, you should take him seriously. Suffice it to say, you know, Cuba is a disaster. It's run by incompetent, senile men, and in some cases, not senile, but incompetent nonetheless. It has no economy. It's in total collapse. And by the way, you know,
one thing you should always ask yourself is, what is kidnapping a foreign nation state's leader going to do for my grocery prices, right? Like, am I actually benefiting from this? If you want to do that super selfish calculation, do the super selfish calculation. Right?
Yeah, look, if I lived in Havana and I was in the government, I'd be concerned, at least a little bit.
Are you cutting off the oil flow to Cuba from Venezuela?
Well, the president already announced a week ago that anything that's sanctioned...
Hasan, I've been having deja vu, but he's older.
It's not going to be allowed to get there. So that's an...
The answer is yes.
Mr. President, is the U.S. aware of the location of opposition leader Machado, and have you been in contact with her?
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
Mr. President, on Monday...
Oh, I think it would be very tough for her to be the leader. She doesn't have the support within or the respect within the country. She's a very nice woman, but she doesn't have the respect.
Mr. President, is it possible that the U.S. ends up administrating Venezuela for years?
Oh, shit.
Well, you know, it won't cost us anything because the money coming out of the ground is very substantial, so it's not going to cost us anything.
Oh,
We
no.
will.
Okay, so they might have actually cut a deal with Russia then.
Countries that aren't
Oh, my God, they might have actually...
all over the world. That's what that was.
Okay, never mind.
You don't want to have that. But we're going to be rebuilding, and we're not spending money. The oil
So what? They just cut a deal with the fucking military hardliners, the party hardliners, the military, and like Maduro's vice president. Is that what it is? And Maduro's VP is
for everything that we spend. So it's going to be a very important. This is a very big evening that took place last night. We have to be surrounded by safe, secure countries, and we also have to have energy. Very important. We have to have energy that's real energy, not where they're getting 4% and 5% of the energy out of the ground. You take a look. It was such a disaster. So what's going to happen? Oh my God! The money coming out of the ground
will fund running the country. Americans, when you enjoy your treats, you are benefiting from this empire. On some level, you're complicit in this. It's so funny to say this because that unironically is the argument that that's the argument that third worldists obviously present, and it's understandable for them to say it. But that's also the copium from the right-wing Trump supporters as well, where they're like, no, we actually do benefit from this. Come on, think about it. And it's like, no, you don't. Okay? Like, they don't. It's just only the super, super wealthy. It's not going to have any significant benefit for the average American living in like West Virginia. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. They think that, and they're going to cope about it, and they're going to keep saying like, oh, it's actually fucking dope, dude. Oil prices are going to stabilize, actually. It's going to be fucking awesome. It's like, oh, really? Because it doesn't seem like the rest of the inflation is pegged to the fucking barrel of oil prices anyway. So it kind of doesn't feel like it because you haven't really been experiencing those price drops that you thought were coming when Donald Trump finally, I don't know, deported enough Guatemalans or whatever.
He was out of the country. He was persecuted very unfairly, and there are a number of them, and we felt that it was a very unfair situation that happened to him. He's also a party member of the man who won, so obviously the people liked what I did, and one of the reasons that was done is because of the fact that the party in power felt very strongly that that man was treated very badly. I studied it very quickly, and then I studied it in great detail. I went to a lot of the people standing behind me, and they felt that that man was persecuted.
What? I'm not taking sides here, but overdose deaths have gone down in the States since 2024. While it's not all from Venezuela, but also the border, brother, you're not taking sides here, but you are stupid because one, overdose deaths went down in 2024 under the Biden administration. And the only reason why they actually went down is because of all of the fucking initiatives that I am the only one who fucking seemingly talked about. No one in the mainstream media really did. But because of the Biden administration's actions in terms of fucking safe needle sites and harm reduction initiatives, which ironically enough, Fox News regularly railed against and said was bad and wrong. So none of that actually matters because most Americans are fucking stupid. And mass availability of Narcan is another major point here as well. Biden did do that. The administration actually didn't really celebrate it at all, didn't even talk about it at all because they're fucking stupid, like the Biden administration is. The Democrats were so dumb that they didn't even bring that up as a talking point ever because they were too afraid. They were too afraid of the Republicans consistently saying, "Oh, you're giving homeless drug addicts free heroin. You're giving homeless drug addicts free heroin." Yeah, guess what? Harm reduction seemingly was the only initiative that was actually successful in combating opioid deaths and overdoses in general. But of course, no one will ever have that conversation, and people like yourself will imagine that it's because they closed the border down somehow, and that's the reason why drugs are no longer killing people at the same rate.
So I only give 1/4. I thought the easiest one would be, one of the easier ones would be Russia, Ukraine. It's not. And they both have done some pretty bad things. And look, that's Biden's war. That's not my war.
All that stuff started in 2017, so you're so wrong, spreading misinformation.
It was 27.
Wait, what?
27,000 the month before. 30,000.
You think it's not because of the extra fucking harm reduction initiatives that were railed against by the Republicans?
I got NATO to pay
needles
5%
and safe injections
instead of the 2% that they weren't paying. They weren't paying 2, now they pay 5. And we send them
Narcan mass availability, all this stuff,
missiles and various other things, a lot. And they pay. The United States is not losing money. We're probably making money on that. It's the last thing I care about. I just want to stop all those people. We're losing 25, 30,000 human beings.
What did my sex panther
that come
Hakeem
from
Jeffries
two places
say?
that are very far away. But if I can stop, because it's something I've been pretty good at doing, deals, I guess. It's all a deal. Life is a big deal. But if I can stop that war and stop 30,000 young people, in addition to the fact that people are being killed in Kiev, people are being killed in other cities throughout, a much smaller number, but they're being killed, viciously killed. So I'm not happy about it. I thought that would be something that would get solved. We have Mr. Witkoff here. I think that we're making progress, but that's a war that should have never happened. If I were president, it would have never happened. Putin says it. Everybody says it. If I were president, that would have never happened. But I inherited that war. That was Joe Biden, Zelensky, and Putin. I came into the situation, and it's a mess. And I will say this. I watched an operation last night that was so precise, that was so brilliant. I mean, it was incredible. If we had our people, like this general and our people involved, that war would not have gone on very long. But I can tell you. That war, to use an old term, that war has become a bloodbath, and we want it to get stopped. Thank you very much.
Are you concerned a rogue Venezuelan general can take over the country?
Can you talk about your conversation with the vice president?
Anyway, this is definitely not the right attitude of a FIFA Peace Award recipient. I agree. It's very cool. He said Cuba next. He said Mexico next. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that took place. He said Mexico better, figure it out. Piers Morgan, incredible operation. Maduro was protected by massive security. How Delta Force got him out will be the stuff of movies. Yeah, scoops from mainstream media. Venezuela's Maduro was captured by Delta Force, U.S. military's elite special mission unit. Sources tell me. It's so funny. It reminds me of how people say, how people fucking say stuff like, oh, dude, remember who you're fighting for? That kind of thing. Remember who you're fighting for? And it's like the fucking grunt and the helmet, and there's a photo inside of it. And it's just, inside of that photo should just be a photo of this and then a photo of Jeffrey Epstein and a photo of maybe Benjamin Netanyahu, you know? Like, if you're in the Delta Force and you're like, hell yeah, brother, I trained my whole life so I can fucking do hoorah shit, do cool ass military stuff like I watched in the movies. And then you take your helmet off and you look down at it and it's just a photo of a fucking countries with the largest oil reserves. Remember who you're doing this for, okay? You are fighting for the bottom line of Exxon, Chevron, Shell Corporation, Halliburton, British Petroleum. You are fighting for them, okay? You're not fighting for yourself. You're not fighting for anybody. You're not fighting for freedom, democracy, any of these fucking bullshit ass liberal values that people actually use to. Yep, that's it. Yep, exactly. Never forget who you're fighting for, okay? Just remember that. You're fighting for this. You know, oh yeah, I watched Delta Force. I played all the video games. I'm fucking so sick. Okay, cool. Livid. I mean, there's not really much one can do here. There's not really much one can say or do. What do you say? What do you do? America's on autopilot. That's just the reality. That's it. America's just on autopilot. It's like 70% of the country could be like, I don't want this to happen. And Trump will be like, nope, it's happening. And everyone thinks it's awesome.